Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another event idea video. So today I'm going to be bringing you a brand new mini update, sort of. Now, mini updates don't tend to have extra added content, they just tend to be the one act that you play through, with normally something thrown in the store, and occasionally two things thrown in the store. However, this event is a bit different because I have a little mini game that's been thrown in, which is inspired from the original Stonecutters update when we first, obviously, got the Stonecutters update. So this one is a part 2 to the Stonecutters. I guess technically part 3 because we did get another minor update that gave us the tunnel and a few other things. So really, this is the third one, but this is going to give us some final Stonecutter content and kind of wrap up the whole Stonecutter thing as a whole, in my opinion. I've included pretty much every Stonecutter costume that is missing in the game, at least for the characters that we already have in the game, as well as I added 2 new characters and as well as that. So let's go through it. Boom. So the start up is Homer is fired from the plant for leaving a cheese grilled sandwich on the control panel and nearly causing a meltdown. Marge tells Homer that he needs to get a new job, but he tells Marge just to leave it a week and return because Burns will forget who he is and that he fired him. Marge asks Homer what is he going to do for that week, and he tells her he's going to go to Moe's. Moe is currently out though, and the bar is closed. Lenny doesn't answer, and even Abe isn't at his retirement home. In fact, most of the town is gone. Homer is met with Hibbert, who tells him that the Stonecutters have re-emerged to look for a new chosen one. So you make Homer look for the Stonecutters' hidden altar, make Hibbert be loyal to the one true chosen one, and this will unlock the event and the Stonecutters' altar. So this is, I know it's an interior, but I was really looking hard for something else that I could use, but unfortunately this is the only thing that I could really have that acted as a decoration to give us the little mini game or the side quest. Like I said, I know it's nothing amazing, but basically we'll just have this big altar, big pillars, the big Stonecut symbol, the torches, and then you could have this with the curtain over it. I know this is the sacred text figure that we do actually already have in the game on its own little wall, but this will just be added as a separate decoration, but the little sacred text thing won't obviously be there. It will just be hidden with this curtain. But yeah, you get this little altar. Not a great decoration, but it's really just to act as a thing for you to play the little side quest thing. In the store though, and I think this is a really cool idea, and it's bizarre that they didn't do this, right? I think this is the perfect building to add Just Stamp the Ticket Man with. And people have talked about the Leftorium. Yeah, Leftorium would be kind of perfect too, because that's where he debuted. People have talked about adding him with, various different stalls and things like that. You could add him with loads of places, but the one thing about him is he doesn't really like Homer much, apart from that one episode where he appears to be in love with Homer. But I thought it'd be funny if he comes with the No Homers Club. So No Homers Club with Just Stamp the Ticket Man, and also number 8. Now, I don't know all the numbers for the different Stonecutters costumes. None of them are revealed. In fact, Tapped Out actually is the thing that revealed what all the Stonecutter costumes are. So I've, in most cases, either taken it from the wiki, who I think made it up themselves, on not the Wiki Simpsons, the Simpsons Wikia, the other one, the one that's not very tightly moderated. On that one, they just sort of made up a bunch of different numbers, the Stonecutters, or at least I'm pretty sure they made it up. There's no sources listed or anything. So I've gone with those ones with what they've said, but if what they said I don't think makes any sense, then I've changed it. And I've just came up with one myself, because I'm pretty sure Tapped Out just made it up on the spot as well. I don't think they actually knew either. I think they just sort of pretended this was what the number was. So I've done the same thing. So the No Homers Club, we don't really see it. We only see Homer just looking through this window and he sees all the Stonecutters there, and then obviously at the back there's a big No Homers flag. So we don't see the building properly. So I think this is another semi-exclusive building. This can be the bottom of the building, what we see here, and then right at the top I think should be a big flag with the No Homer no Homer through the thing. I don't know. I think this could be a really awesome building to get in the game. And the perfect character for it to come with is Just Stamp the Ticket Man. But at the same time, I don't want them to add Just Stamp the Ticket Man and not give us his Stonecutter costume. So we'll also get number 8, which is the Stonecutter costume for Just Stamp the Ticket Man. This will be 180 donuts, so a little bit more pricey, but it's because you're getting a building and a character and a costume. Let's move on to the quest line. So Hibbert tells Homer that he is loyal to Homer and he will always stand by him as the one true chosen one, but they must get the others to remember that Homer is the true chosen one. Homer sees a lot of No Homer Club posters everywhere, and Hibbert tells him that it's propaganda spread by number 1. So you make Homer prove he's the one true chosen one, make Hibbert tear down No Homer's Club posters, and make Stonecutters earn No Homer Club posters, and this will unlock the Stonecutters painting. So this will just be a big painting of Homer, like, you know, shaking his thing, and it will be on the little stand as well. Maybe the painter will be there as an NPC, like not as an NPC, but as like a decoration as well. Actually, yeah, the painter could be there as well. Maybe the painter's like painting it as like a little sort of mini animation, like the crowds have a mini animation. Also, I forgot to mention the event currency is No Homer's posters. So Homer finds a painting in his attic that shows he was once the true chosen one, and it shows his and he also shows his birthmark too. Homer tells him that, Hibbert tells him thanks for all the evidence. Now it will be burnt. Hibbert says get him. So you make Hibbert attach the Stone of Shame to Homer. Make number 1 thank Hibbert if you own number 1, that is. Make Homer be trapped to make Hibbert burn down Homer's evidence to being the chosen one, and make Stonecutters earn No Homer's Club posters, and this will unlock the Stone of Shame. So yeah, you get the Stone of Shame. This will be, I know we've already got the Stone of Triumph in the game, and they don't really look very, very different. The Stone of Triumph is just big, whereas the Stone of Shame is just tiny. So the only difference between this and the Stone of Triumph, which is already in the game, is just that this one's going to be slightly smaller. I know it's not a great prize, but I couldn't not throw it in. You know, we've got the Stone of Triumph. Why don't we have the Stone of Shame? Come on. Alright, so yeah, Hibbert betrays Homer. So Homer pleads with everyone to let him go and tells them he did great things as the chosen one. Number 1 shuts him down, and he just saying you just caused more harm than no good, and you can't be the true chosen one. And Hibbert tells him that the harm he did clogged up the hospital for months with people who were injured. So you make Homer plead with the Stonecutters, make Hibbert list all the harm he did, make number 1, if owned, look for the new chosen one, and make Stonecutters earn No Homer Club's posters, and this will unlock the Blue Sky building. So this was just a building that was in the Stonecutters episode. Obviously Homer, when he was the chosen one, got people to paint it basically blue sky, and I'm not sure what it was exactly. If it was I don't think it was a hospital or anything, but essentially a helicopter crashes into it. So I think that could be an interesting building to have. Maybe it could actually reflect quite nicely on your sky. Number 1 says that there will be a sign in a few hours, and then a horn goes off loud, and he's like, no, not a few hours, that is the sign. And he tells Hibbert to bring Homer along. He wants Homer to see the chosen one title be handed over to the new chosen one. So you make Hibbert free Homer, make Homer follow the sign, make number 1, if owned, follow the sign, and make Stonecutters earn No Homer Club posters, and this will unlock the Stern Lecture Plumbing van. So this is the van that's owned by the Stern Lecture Plumber. And number 1 looks to find the horn. Looks to find the horn, and it belongs to a van, and that van belongs to the Stern Lecture Plumber. He asks the man to show him the secret handshake, and he does. Number 1 declares him the new chosen one, but the plumber says, that's not true. The true chosen one is Homer. So you make Homer be declared the new chosen one, make Hibbert rally behind Homer, make number 1 admit defeat, and make Stonecutters earn No Homer Club posters. And this will unlock number 900. So, again, I don't know what his actual number was. The wiki lists it as something different, but like it's after Homer, and I presumed it was in order, but he clearly was a Stonecutter before Homer was a Stonecutter. I think Homer's number, was he 901? I'm not sure. So I just thought, oh, screw it, this guy's number 900, round it off. So yeah, they just come up with a random number for him, and that's what his name will be, not Stern Lecture Plumber, because he's a Stonecutter after all. And then we have the Stonecutter Altar quest line. So this is different because this is something that you get from this. So there's going to be like, as you're doing the main prize track, you have this little thing here. So the Stonecutters altar holds many secrets about the Stonecutters. Number 1 asks you, the Skyfinger, to help out, to find out who the new Chosen One is, by following the clues. Number 1 tells you the Chosen One was seen with a gun, an old gun. Where might you find that? So basically, he tells you this, and you have to send a character on a quest. Now, it won't reveal what that quest is. You have to look for that character that you have to send that quest. So in this one, that character would be, I don't even know. I made the riddle. So, I don't know where you go for that. Herman's Antiques. So obviously, you would have to send Herman to, basically, you have to send Herman to take out an old gun or whatever. Or Herman will have a secret task, basically, that is show you the old gun or whatever. Or tell you about the old gun. Herman tells you, and so after you do that, you unlock number 667, which is the Stonecutter costume for Herman. Herman tells you that many people have bought guns in the past month or so, most of which were shady characters. But he tells you one was an overly friendly clerk, and where might you find that? So then you have the thing, which is Apu will be answer questions about the gun, basically. And then you unlock, after you've done that quest for Apu, or that task for Apu, you unlock number 899, which is Apu's costume for the Stonecutters. Apu tells you he didn't buy the gun, but he did tell someone he hired. He did sell it to someone who he hired to get the gun. The man he hired was quite pathetic, a real loser. Where might you find that? And so you go to Kirk, and it's in ask questions about the gun, and you get number 700 for Kirk. Kirk tells you that, yeah, he bought the gun, but he lost it when he was auditioning as a clown. Sideshow Mel was an awful sport, but the guy who stole his gun really shouldn't be on TV. He's unstable. Who might that be? And so you, basically with this, you go to Krusty, but then when you do the Krusty task, you unlock the Sideshow Mel costume, because Sideshow Mel is obviously premium, so we can't expect players to send him on a task if you don't own him. So you go to Krusty instead, and you do a quest for Krusty, and then you unlock Sideshow Mel's costume. So this is number 698. Now, if you don't own Mel, then sadly this costume just goes in your storage, but as soon as you own Mel, you do get it. Krusty and Sideshow Mel tell you that the gun was put in a lost property and someone stole it. The kids' band practice borrowed the room next door, so it might have been them who taken it. It was taken by... So it might have been taken by the band's leader, who was playing some form of horn-like instrument. The name of the girl, it escapes us. Who might that be? So obviously it's Lisa, answer questions. And then you unlock number 902 for Dewey Largo. And Lisa tells you that Mr. Largo did find the gun as Ralph picked it up to bring it back to his dad. Largo tells you he handed it to his boss, his boss's boss. Who might that be? So that will be, obviously, Superintendent Chalmers, or Gary Chalmers. So you go to him, and after you do his quest, you unlock a costume for Leopold. Obviously, Leopold will be re-returning in the store at a reduced price, so you will get Leopold back in the game. But again, sadly, if you don't have the character, then this costume just goes into storage. I know it's annoying, but whatever. And Chalmers says that he and Leopold had the secret gun, but the true owner came to collect it. They saw that one guy they gave it to is the one guy they gave it to, it must be the new Chosen One. But Chalmers has no idea what the hell Skinner is on about. The Chosen One, though, does have a guard who stops people from taking and bothering him. And that person is a criminal who cares about his style and hair. And who is this? So you go to Snake, and then after you do the thing with Snake, you unlock number 3. And I will talk about this character in a sec. Which this is number 3, okay? And the Chosen One, or number 3, tells you he's not actually the Chosen One. He just has a funny looking scab on his leg, and it's not the actual sign. So you get number 3. Now number 3 is, some people say this is Hibbert, right? And I don't know, because, right, he looks a bit like Hibbert, I'll admit, but like we see this guy here, we see him like this, we see him like this, and we see Hibbert in the same scene pretty much, or in a similar scene, where Hibbert's got no Obviously, these two are practically in the same scene. So Hibbert has no hat here, but he has a hat here. So I'm not sure if this is Hibbert or not. I don't know. And maybe that's why Hibbert's number 2 in the game. Like, maybe this hat is actually him. But I didn't think this was Hibbert, but I've heard people say it's Hibbert. If you think this is Hibbert, fair enough. Maybe this is just a continuity error where it shows him without a hat. Fair dues, but I think this is a separate character. I'm going with this is number 3. So number 1 tells the Stonecutters he's dissolving. This is the epilogue, obviously, for the After the Prize track. Number 1 tells the Stonecutters that he's dissolving the entire secret organization. He's done. Whatever he tries. It always goes back to Homer, jerk-ass Simpson. So you make Stonecutters times 3, hang up their robes, and make Homer no longer be the new chosen one. And that's the end of the event. And then we have some tasks. So for Just Stamp the Ticket Man, we got Punch Buskers for 60 minutes. So this will be him. There'll be a little NPC, like a hippie kind of guy, busking outside of the Quickie Mart or any random store really. And the Just Stamp the Ticket Man walks up to him, punches him, and then he walks off. And then, or alternatively, Just Stamp the Ticket Man is outside the store and the busker comes along playing and he punches him and the busker then walks off and it repeats. Find everything disgusting for 4 hours. I think this could be something in his quest line. Like he finds everything the town do is just degrading and degenerate and disgusting. And yeah, look down on Springfielders for 8 hours. That'll just be him. Again, probably town hall if anywhere. Demand his ticket stamped for 12 hours. So he'll have his little ticket and he'll be like angrily demanding it stamped. And then look for a new stores to validate his parking for 24 hours. I feel like they could do something where you find out the Leftorium is closed down, and he's like, "Damn, where am I gonna get my parking validated now?" And then for the costume for the Stonecutter costume for Just Stamp the Ticket Man, we've got attach the Stone of Shame to Homer for 60 minutes. So this will include the Stone of Shame and Homer, and he'll just be attaching it to a naked Homer, basically. Don't join in with the Stonecutters song for 4 hours. That'll be in the Stonecutters Lodge. If you don't own it there, it'll be at the altar. Attend a No Homers Club meeting for 8 hours. That'll be in the No Homers Club building. Promote No Homers Club for 12 hours. So he'll be him with like a protest sign, essentially, that has no Homer, and he'll just be promoting No Homers Club right outside the No Homers Club building. And then sort out all the stones for 24 hours. I was thinking maybe there could be some quest line where it turns out he's in charge of all the different stones. Then for number 900, the plumber, we've got show off. He's a stonecutter for 60 minutes, so it'll be him like looking to his left, looking to his right, making sure no one's watching, and then he lifts up his shirt to reveal the stonecutter shirt. Fix a leak in in the chosen one's house for 4 hours. That will be at Homer's house, basically. Overcharge non-cult members for 8 hours. This will be in his van. Practice the secret handshake for 12 hours. So this will be him doing exactly that, practicing the little secret handshake that him and Homer do in the episode. And then repair his van for 24 hours. That will be his van. For Herman's Stonecutter costume, we've got drink and sing for 24 hours. So him pretty much just drinking and singing merrily. Prepare for world domination for 4 hours. That will be the lodge or, again, the altar. Train for the Stonecutters for world domination. Again, same again. For 8 hours. Defend the altar for 12 hours. So this will be him with a shotgun or a rifle outside of the altar, defending it to his breath. And basically all the Stonecutter costumes that you unlock at the altar will all have will all have animations that can happen outside of the altar. So you can have like a big... with all the costumes you've got, you can have them all sort of standing outside the altar doing their animations. Smuggle arms for the Stonecutters for 24 hours as well. And that could be at Herman's, or it could be, I guess Herman's. For Stonecutter Arpoo, we've got rebrand product as Stonecutter products. So it'll be him with like a milk carton essentially, and then he'll have like a little Stonecutter sticker, and he just sticks the sticker over the milk carton, and then he maybe puts the price up or something. I don't know. Print off Stonecutters logos for 4 hours. That will be at the Quickie Mart. Look for new ways to profit off the Stonecutters for 8 hours. That will be, again, probably the Quickie Mart. Sell rebranded products for 12 hours. So this will be Arpoo. Basically with like a little table outside the altar with all of the products. We've now got like Stonecutter things. So there could be like a Duff beer with a Stonecutter logo over it, like plastered over it. We've got like a Buzz Cola with a Stonecutter logo plastered over it, milk carton, what have you, and Arpoo is basically just trying to sell them. They're rebranded. And then we've got get in trouble for rebranding products for 24 hours. So that will be at the altar or the lodge. For Kirk, we've got tear his robes for 60 minutes. So this will be Kirk just sort of talking, and then like as he like puts his hands up, his robe just tears, like a big tear just occurs in them, and maybe then his robes just fall off and he's just in his underwear. I felt like with Apu, I went with the whole rebranding thing for his quests. I figured like they could do something interesting out of his quest line. With Herman, I thought like maybe he's like, oh, we need to train the Stonecutters to take over the world, and that was like his one. For Kirk, I just felt like he's like the pathetic character, so I was just gonna have him be like the butt of the joke of the Stonecutters. So then we've got get laughed at his fellow Stonecutters for 4 hours again, the altar or the lodge if you have it. Be the most disappointing Stonecutter, again same place for 8 hours. Sleep by the altar for 12 hours, so this will be him just napping right outside the altar, and again you can have both Apu, Herman, Kirk all do the same thing. And then look for a new club to join for 24 hours. That'll be anywhere really. For Mel, pour himself a drink for 60 minutes. So it'll be him pouring a drink and maybe like missing or something. I had no idea what to have for his. Discuss ways to recruit children for 4 hours. This will be at the Krusty Lou Studios. Put subtle messages in Krusty the Clown Show again. The Krusty Lou Studios. Juggle at the altar, so it'll be him juggling just outside the altar, and then try and entertain the Stonecutters. This will be at the lodge or the altar. For Dewey Largo, we've got rewrite the Stonecutters song for 60 minutes, so this will be him sat down, essentially trying to rewrite it, getting angry, scrunching up the paper and throwing it away, and then repeat. Practice the new Stonecutters song for 4 hours. This will be at the lodge or the altar. Try different beats for the song. Again, lodge or the altar. Conduct the Stonecutters song at the altar. So this will be him at the altar, basically with a conductor's stick thingy, basically just conducting. And then scream at the Stonecutters singing for 24 hours. This will be at the lodge probably. For Leopold, we've got stare down his critics for 60 minutes. It'll be him walking around, and he turns around, and then he goes like, you know, like sort of big, beefy with his arms and legs out, and he just like gives a horrible stare. Discover plots against number one for 4 hours. Protect number one for 8 hours. These will all be at the lodge or the altar. Give an introduction speech for number one for 12 hours. So this will be at the altar. He'll be on his little stage right in the middle. His one will be in the middle, and he's just giving a little speech, and then he like sort of puts to the right. He like sort of points to the right of him, like number one's about to walk on, and then he walks off, and then it repeats basically. And then protect number one for, oh god, that's the same quest. Damn. I didn't come up with a new quest. Damn, it's the same as the 8 hour one. Protect number one would be the 24 hour one. I guess this one would be, something to do with protecting number one. And then for number 3, or possibly, I mean, this might be Hibbert. I'm just like kind of annoyed that Hibbert's costume doesn't have the helmet on, is all. But anyway, we've got clean his helmet for 60 minutes is an animation. He'll be just cleaning that. Hand over his helmet for 4 hours. Scheme against number one for 8 hours. Guard the altar with a sword. This will be animated. I forgot to put the little A. So he'll just be like at the altar with a sword in hand. And then plot for number one's position for 24 hours. This will be probably the Stonecutters Lodge. So, yeah, that is my Stonecutters event. I think this one is needed. We definitely need some more Stonecutter stuff. Like I said, it's not like tons of stuff. It's mainly just the costumes that I really want. It's just annoying that they didn't add them all. Like, I understand that, like, Apu, he only has, like, one scene. Kirk only has, like, one scene. Mel has, like, one scene. Dewey Largo has one scene. And I think even Leopold only has one scene. I think Herman's, like, seen twice or 3 times. I don't think Herman was even added in the game, though, at this point. I don't think he was, at least. Or if he was only very recently added when they released the Stonecutters update. It's just kind of annoying. There is also Barney, but Barney, literally, you see the back of his head, and it's not even 100% sure if it is definitely Barney, so I just didn't include the Barney costume. I don't think that one... I feel like that one's so unseen that I think we can pass on having a Barney one. But if they wanted to, if you think this guy's Hibbert, then I guess just replace this with Barney or like rework it a little bit. I don't really know. But yeah, that's my opinion anyway. I think a Stonecutter event would just be really cool to get. We could get just Stand-Up Typical Man. We could get this plumber guy who appears twice in the episode. You know, he was a reasonable enough, biggish, kind of non-name character. And yeah, I don't know. That's my event. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.